a device that can tell electronic differences or electricity voltage differences in different parts of your body, and that would kind of have to do with muscle contraction and being able to track that through like the electricity that flows through your nervous system. So we're going to put up some simple code here, and then we have also in our physical world we have the microbit. I have two alligator clips which we're going to use, and I have a piece of tin foil just to help us have a bigger surface area to put on a muscle on the body. I also have the micro USB and the USB attached to the computer. So we take a look here. We have our two starting blocks, and really we're going to focus actually on the forever one. We want this program to continuously be reading for something. So for this one, we're actually going to go into the advanced blocks. There we go. And you'll notice there's a pins option. So under pins, we need to do, there's an analog read. And we also need to bring out, why have I forgotten? I've forgotten the block I used. I'm so sorry. Is it more? Serial. Oh, here it is. A serial input is essentially you're going to be taking information like quantitative data, and the microbit's going to measure that. I was wondering what I was missing there. Serial write value. So we want the program to write a value. You can call it X for a variable. In fact, we'll call it X in our variable here. And what it's going to write is the value it's reading from the analog pin. So the analog read pin is from pin 0. Sorry, I couldn't remember where that block was. So we have that pin 0 here in the physical world. Okay, we're going to connect to that and to the ground here. So what's going to happen here is it's going to read an analog signal, which is a signal that's continuous. A digital signal is like on, off very, very quickly, but we want something that's continuous, so we're using the analog read pin from 0, and it's going to write a variable X. Now, the tricky part about this is we have to make sure that we can actually pair our microbit with the program here. So you'll notice my microbit's not actually connected. In order to set this up, I had to make sure the firmware was updated on the microbit, so that may be something you'll have to do. In order to pair, you have to have a certain firmware update. So if you take a look here, when I go to download and I select, you'll notice I get an option to pair device. If you don't have the proper firmware, you won't actually get this option. So I'm going to pair the device here, and it's going to tell me make sure my USB and micro USB are connected. I'll select pair device, connect, okay. And now what's neat about the paired device now, so I actually can just download my code directly to the microbit. I don't have to download it to the computer and then load it onto the microbit. So it's going to download, and you'll see the loading happening. It's downloading to the microbit. The orange light is flashing, and we're in. Download complete. Great. So this code, just really, it's 3 little blocks put together. What's interesting here is I can go to show console of the device. So what this is going to do, it's going to take this page, the code page, and take us somewhere else. So you'll notice now, so it's got a read going on. So it's currently reading something. Unfortunately, I don't have anything connected. So I need to make sure I do connect my alligator clip. So I have my yellow alligator clip, which has that tin foil for the greater surface area. I'm going to connect that to pin 0, okay? And then I'm also going to connect my orange one to the ground. Now, pin 0, I tried this before and had trouble. I'm currently sticking it to like a muscle on the outside of my hand and using my watch to kind of pin down this tin foil, and I'm going to hold this with my other hand. And let's see, I'm getting 0s and 1s at the moment. So not a big change in what's being measured. So I'm going to try something different. I had a little more luck, and you'll notice, the numbers jump up really quickly here as I move it around. I had a little more luck when I pinned it in the bicep. It's not ideal. I should really have tape or something. And I do have to hold the ground with my other hand. Now I'm starting to get some numbers that do jump around. So you'll notice it's a little more consistent. So there is some kind of read. It's really low, the read, but it's jumping up and down. So right now I'm semi-relaxed. I mean, it is contracted because I'm holding it there, but I'm going to really actually try to contract my bicep. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it must have moved off. Oh, it did. Let's try this again. I'm going to try going under my shirt. I don't know if this is great for the camera. I apologize. Using my shirt there. There we go. So I'm flexing and I'm relaxing. Oh, here we go. So we're getting it going up and down. So I relaxed. You notice it jumped down. I'm going to flex, 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 flex. And then, I don't know why I jumped up so high. I don't think I was going much. It'd be much better if I actually had taped this down to my arm. But I'm on the bicep. And the idea here, there you go. I'm flexing and you see them kind of jumping. Flex, flex. We're getting a different read. You'll have to play with this a little and make sure you get it on a muscle. And they do suggest putting it on a muscle that where the skin doesn't move, where my skin would move here quite a bit. I'll try it one more time. See if it helps. We're getting some ridiculous reads because 2 parts were hitting. Okay, so I'm getting a bunch of zeros and ones. That's not wonderful. That means it's probably not really reading. Okay. Not ideal, but play on different spots. There you go. Some ridiculous reads. Is it going? Is it going? I think it's kind of going. We're jumping up and down. I'll just keep moving the arm up and down, see if we're getting anything. Is it relax? Does it change the graph? A little bit, yeah. You see the graph is kind of teetering out. It's not so bad. I start moving the bicep again, and you see how, there we go. This is a bit of a better example. See it really start jumping when I move the bicep. So that's the arm contracting, sending different electrical signals, and I'm holding the other side, which is just kind of measuring the differences in the analog electrical signals. So that's how you set it up. A bit tricky. You got to make sure you have the microbit paired device, which might need a firmware update, serial write value, and analog read, not digital read, which could also be a problem with the program. Okay, and there we go.